Part 53. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 521. Come out. There are also a dozen 4 and 5-star immortal level experts in the space treasures of the Poisonous Spider Supreme and others. The Poisonous Spider Supreme immediately released them. Break. The Poisonous Spider Supreme and the others all used forbidden techniques in a very short period of time, and they took action like crazy. Luo Hongjian and Supreme Xianqing helped with the defense. But under the attack of the Poisonous Spider Supreme and others, it is still possible for them to break out of the Xuanhuan sword formation. Call. Ye Chen used his system summoning ability and summoned the Poisonous Spider Supreme directly to the area where Xiaoliu and 2 6-star immortal sword bamboos were located in the blink of an eye. Boom! Xiaoliu and the others suppressed their powerful auras on the Poisonous Spider Supreme. 3 of them were fighting against each other. Even if the Poisonous Spider Supreme used the forbidden technique, the Poisonous Spider Supreme still couldn't get out from being surrounded by Xiaoliu and the 3 of them. Supreme Poisonous Spider, you should know that you can't escape. If you want to continue to use forbidden techniques to struggle, then you can continue. Ye Chen's voice sounded in the Poisonous Spider Supreme's mind. The Poisonous Spider Supreme has now transformed into its true form, and it desperately rushes through the encirclement of Xiaoliu and the others, but 2 minutes have passed, and the siege power of Xiaoliu and the others has not decreased. The perfect power of Hongjian Palace's 6 stars, Ye Chen's late 6-star stage, plus 5 early 6-star stages. The Poisonous Spider Supreme knows that they really cannot escape from this situation. If he continues to use forbidden arts, he will hurt himself. Stop. I surrender. The Poisonous Spider Supreme said in a deep voice, and it stopped taking action. There is no point in continuing to fight. In the Xuanhuan sword formation, without the help of the Poisonous Spider Supreme, it would be impossible for the other strong men of the underworld sect to break out of the Xuanhuan sword formation. It's just that they were a dozen or so people together, so they didn't give up immediately. Boom! Suddenly, the pressure from Hongjian Palace was concentrated on another 6-star immortal level expert from the Hades sect. After using the forbidden technique, he has mid 6-star strength. But the power of Hongjian Palace was concentrated and suppressed, and his power was reduced to only the early 6-star stage. Damn it! The 6-star powerhouse of Mingjiao cursed in his heart. In this case, the Poisonous Spider Supreme should have been captured by Ye Chen and the others. His strength has dropped to only the early 6-star stage, and it is even more impossible to escape from the Xuanhuan sword formation. Ye Chen, let's surrender. Ming Qiao, a 6-star immortal level expert, said in a deep voice. If they continue to fight, they will only make themselves miserable. Confining your cultivation. Ye Chen said. Soon all the powerful men from the Ming sect restricted their own cultivation. They have great faith in the strength of the Ming cult, and even if they are caught, they will most likely be redeemed. Receive. Soon, all the powerful men from the Ming sect who had imprisoned their cultivation were caught by Ye Chen. There are a total of 2 6-star immortal level experts, 3 5-star immortal level experts, and 7 4-star immortal level experts. In order to deal with their July universe, the Ming sect has dispatched so many strong men, which is not a small number. They have paid enough attention to their underworld religion. But the leader of the underworld sect never expected that Ye Chen and the others would improve their strength at such a terrifying speed. Even if Ye Chen and the others have been practicing under 1,000,000 times acceleration of time, their strength will be much lower, and it is entirely possible for the strong men from the Hades sect to defeat them. Is this the case? Supreme Xianqing felt a little incredible. The Ming sect is extremely powerful. 2 6-star immortal level experts from the Ming sect, as well as some other strong men, were defeated so easily by them. Nature. Ye Chen smiled. Supreme Xianqing said with some emotion, fellow Taoist Ye Chen, you have achieved late 6-star strength so quickly, and the beauty girl has also achieved 6-star strength. Luo Hongjian's original strength was known to Supreme Xianqing. She had only 1-star immortal strength before. Supreme Xianqing can tell that Luo Hongjian's cultivation is not even at the 5-star immortal level. When Luo Hongjian's cultivation reaches the 5-star immortal level, that will be incredible. She might have top 6-star immortal strength at that time. Fellow Daoist Xianqing, you have also done your best to defeat the powerful men of the Ming section. The treasures obtained from them are indispensable for you, fellow Daoist Xianqing. Ye Chen said. Supreme Xianqing waved his hands repeatedly. I just seduced them and took action casually. Without me, fellow Taoist Ye Chen, you would definitely have other ways to deal with them. Besides, I shamelessly got the 6-star Chaos Cauldron earlier, and now I'm sharing the treasure with you. There's no such reason. Ye Chen smiled and said, fellow Daoist Xianqing, I gave you the Chaos Cauldron before, and you also brought me a very good strong man with a system. We have long been equal in this regard. Supreme Xianqing shook his head. Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, I don't lack anything now. Besides, my cultivation has reached this point, and there should be little room for improvement. Ye Chen looked at Supreme Xianqing, whose attitude was extremely resolute. Okay. Ye Chen nodded, and after signing in and getting good things, he would give them to Supreme Xianqing. Supreme Xianqing said, fellow Taoist Ye Chen, what do you think now? There are many powerful people in the Hades sect. They have strong men who are in trouble here, and there will definitely be more strong men coming. Ye Chen said, fellow Taoist Xianqing, what do you mean? Let's join Hongmeng Hall. Now the time has come to join Hongmeng Palace. There are many powerful people in Hongmeng Palace. You can use the strong men of Hongmeng Palace to resist the strong men of Hades sect. Supreme Xianqing nodded, now is a better time for us to join Hongmeng Palace. Fellow Daoist Ye Chen, you and Miss Luo Hongjian should both have the top 6-star immortal strength by then. It is not impossible to win the position of the master of Hongmeng Palace in the future. Ye Chen nodded slightly. When they become stronger, maybe the master of Hongmeng Palace will no longer welcome them to join Hongmeng Palace. Join now and fight when the time comes. That is an internal matter. If you don't join Hongmeng Palace, you will fight directly in the future, and you will have Hongmeng Palace as your enemy. Ye Chen is quite used to the behavior of Hongmeng Palace. The strong men of Hongmeng Palace often have certain rules for doing things, unlike the strong men of Wanja sect. The reputation of Hongmeng Palace is also much better. Fellow Daoist Xianqing, then we have decided to join Hongmeng Hall together. Ye Chen smiled. Supreme Xianqing nodded, fellow Taoist Ye Chen, when the time comes, you and Miss Hongjian need to conceal their cultivation auras, so that no one will know that there is such a big gap between your cultivation and strength. Ye Chen said, I am the only one who joins Hongmeng Palace, Hongmeng does not join Hongmeng Palace. If Hongmeng Palace doesn't do any tricks, it would be enough for him to join. Once he has established his footing, Luo Hongjian and the others will have no problem joining him then. If Hongmeng Palace is up to something, even if he falls into the hands of the strong men from Hongmeng Palace, at least nothing will happen to Luo Hongjian and the others, and Luo Hongjian can ensure the safety of the others. And as Luo Hongjian's cultivation level increases, her strength can definitely reach the top 6-star immortal level. It's okay if Miss Luo Hongjian doesn't join. The matter in the Golden Snake universe has caused quite a stir. Her appearance has been exposed. Even the strong men from other races are very attracted to the top human beauties. Xianqing Supreme Dao. Ye Chen nodded, fellow Daoist Xianqing, I will deal with these guys I caught first, and then we will go to the headquarters of Hongmeng Palace to join Hongmeng Palace. After spending some time, Ye Chen asked the powerful men from the Hades sect to open their space treasures. Their cultivation levels are all high, and there are many good things in them. There are many simple time crystals. Even if something goes wrong with him, Those time crystals are enough for Xuanhuan and the others to practice for a long time. Xuanhuan, keep these things here for you. The strong men of the Ming sect have also restricted their cultivation and stayed here. If anything happens to me, you should seize the time to practice. Ye Chen warned. Xuanhuan looked at Ye Chen worriedly. Husband, do you have to join Xiaoao Hall? Ye Chen nodded. Now is indeed a better time to join Xiaoao Palace. No matter how late it is, no matter how strong it is very likely that we will not be able to join, and we will have no choice but to fight against Hongmeng Palace. As long as their strength increases, Hongmeng Palace will never tolerate them. Even if they knew their true strength now, Hongmeng Palace would not be able to tolerate them. Ye Chen didn't believe that the master of Hongmeng Palace was really that generous. Hongmeng Palace dares to say such words, mainly because the master of Hongmeng Palace has confidence in his own strength. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 522. After settling Xuanhuan and the others, Ye Chen and Xianqing Supreme left the Chaos Black City. Hongmeng Hall is located in the territory of Hongmeng. The environment inside is better. The strong men in the Hongmeng Palace spend most of their time in the Hongmeng realm. It is said that they practice faster there and are more likely to break through to a high realm. Ye Chen, you need to verify your strength to join Hongmeng realm, but if your name is on the Hongmeng gold list, you can pass directly without verification. Xianqing Supreme Deo. Ye Chen thought about it and nodded slightly. Fellow Taoist Xianqing, who do you think is better to challenge? Supreme Xianqing said, Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, I suggest you show more strength, but not fully show your strength. It is better to show the strength of mid-6-star level. Not including Ye Chen and the others, there are only a dozen 6-star level experts in Hongmeng realm, and there are also a dozen 5-star immortal level experts with 6-star immortal level strength. If Ye Chen shows his mid-6-star strength, he can enter the top 10. Ye Chen nodded. Supreme Xianqing thought for a while and said, on the Hongmeng Golden List, those ranked 9th and 10th are all strong men from the 10,000 Realms sect, and their relationship with our human race is not very good. If you, fellow Taoist Ye Chen, want to challenge, it would be a better choice for you to challenge them. Ye Chen smiled and said, which one is more convenient? The 9th strongest man, Eugene. He has no Taoist nickname, only the nickname Butcher. There is a lot of blood on his hands, and he quite likes his nickname. Supreme Xianqing paused after saying this. I was once chased by him, and I luckily escaped. Ye Chen narrowed his eyes. In this case, then he is my challenger. Supreme Xianqing nodded. If Ye Chen only has a mid-6-star cultivation level, he actually doesn't recommend Ye Chen to challenge Eugene the Butcher. If he doesn't do well, Ye Chen may lose to Eugene. But Ye Chen has the strength of a late 6-star player. Eugene's is not staying at the headquarters of the 10,000 Realms section. Let's go directly to find him. Xianqing Supreme Deo. Ye Chen and the others were strong and fast, and they had already approached Butcher Eugene's territory in half a day. The land here is all dark red. The air is filled with the smell of blood. Killing is commonplace for the Butcher Eugene, and he kills a lot every time. After killing people, he will deliberately sprinkle blood on the surrounding land. Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, ahead is Skull Mountain where Eugene lives. If he wasn't too strong, no one wanted to provoke him, and he didn't provoke some top experts, he would have been destroyed long ago. Supreme Xianqing said. A gloomy voice sounded in Ye Chen's ears. Sovereign Xianqing, I asked you to run away back then. Now that you are a little stronger, do you dare to come here? Supreme Xianqing sneered. Back then, my strength was much weaker than yours, but now my strength is not much weaker than yours, which shows that your progress is slow. Killing you is enough. The next second, a ball of blood mist appeared in front of Ye Chen and the others. The blood mist turned into a huge skull in the blink of an eye. Wait. Xianqing Supreme Dao. He pointed at Ye Chen. This is fellow Taoist Ye Chen, he wants to challenge you. The skull looked at Ye Chen. Ye Chen restrained his breath, he couldn't judge Ye Chen's cultivation level at all. But if you dare to challenge him, you must be strong enough. But Eugene is not afraid. As a strong man on the Hongmeng Golden List, he cannot refuse the challenge from other strong men. Emperor Yanhuang. Eugene said. The name of Ye Chen, Emperor Yanhuang, has long been spread in Hongmeng realm. That's right, the Yanhuang Emperor. Ye Chen said softly. Eugene smiled strangely and said, I heard that you killed the Golden Snake Supreme. You should be pretty good. But if you challenge me directly, do you think I am easy to bully? Ye Chen chuckled and said, you are right, I just think you are easy to bully. You have a reputation for being vicious, and many strong people dare not challenge you. Your strength may be inflated. Okay. I will let you know whether my strength is exaggerated. Aren't you going to challenge me? I will engage in a life and death battle with you. Do you dare to agree? Eugene said angrily. After all, he was ranked 9th on the Hongmeng Gold List, but he was despised by Ye Chen. Are you sure? Ye Chen narrowed his eyes and said. The Hongmeng life and death battle is a battle that takes place inside the Hongmeng Golden List. Only one person can come out alive. The winner can get a certain amount of cultivation and luck from the loser. Winning naturally brings a lot of benefits, but if you lose inside, the immortal level strongman will also die. Over the years, few pairs of strong men have fought a life and death battle in Hongmeng. That's right. Eugene's eyes flashed, do you dare? He has made a breakthrough recently. He was originally at the early 6-star level. Now he has reached the mid 6-star level. His strength has increased a lot based on the original level. But Eugene knows that he has basically reached his limit now. If he wants to break through, he has to kill the top experts. If Ye Chen is killed in the Hongmeng life and death battle, on the one hand, his killing system can devour the power, and on the other hand, he can also gain a certain amount of Ye Chen's luck. There is still room for improvement in his strength in the future. Eugenius may not dare to kill the top warriors of other races, but he will kill the top warriors of the human race. The human race is much weaker. Ye Chen was silent. Supreme Xianqing didn't speak at this moment, and he looked at Ye Chen with some worry. Needless to say, Xianqing Supreme is acting. Ye Chen's late 6-star strength will never be weaker than Eugene's strength. If Eugene dies in Ye Chen's hands, Ye Chen will benefit a lot. Ye Chen's cultivation level is only in the late 5-star stage. It is not impossible for his cultivation level to be directly raised to a higher level. Eugenes, I actually think that a normal battle is enough. There is no need for this. After all, you are a strong member of the 10,000 Realms section. If you die, it will not be easy for me to explain to the Wanja sect. Ye Chen said in a deep voice. Eugene felt that Ye Chen was weak. He said solemnly, if I die in your hands, I deserve it. Hongmeng died in a life and death battle. How could the Wanjiasong sect cause trouble for you? I will also explain it in advance. Now I want to ask you, do you dare or don't you dare? If you don't dare, get out of here. Ye Chen took a deep breath, it's up to you to summon the Hongmeng Golden List. No problem, ha 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 ha. Eugenius laughed and said, if Ye Chen agrees, he can summon the Hongmeng Golden List. This consumes a lot of resources. But Eugenius did not hesitate. He immediately consumed a lot of resources and began to summon the Hongmeng Golden List. Everyone, listen, Eugene, now I am going to have a life and death battle with Emperor Yanhuang. This is my voluntary choice. Life and death has nothing to do with the sect. The sect should not avenge me. Eugene's voice spread far away, and at the same time, he also burst out with a powerful aura. The Yanhuang Emperor, will fight to the death with the butcher Eugenes. If I die in battle, my relatives and friends should not cause trouble to Eugenes. Ye Chen's voice came out. Eugene smiled strangely and said, Xuanhuan Emperor, actually you don't need to say that, I have no objection to your relatives and friends coming to die, ha 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 ha. Throughout the Hongmeng universe, Hongmeng golden lists appeared in the sky in many places. A large number of powerful people discovered that the Hongmeng golden list was actually bloody. The bloody Hongmeng gold list, there is a strong person who wants to engage in a life and death battle with Hongmeng. Which two are they? Throughout Hongmeng realm, countless powerful people were alarmed, and many top bosses were alarmed. Hongmeng's life and death battle has not happened for hundreds of millions of years. On Ye Chen's side, a huge bloody Hongmeng golden list appeared above their heads. There is also a big whirlpool on the Hongmeng gold list. At this point, the life and death duel is irreversible, and neither side can go back on their word. Emperor Xuanhuan, you are dead. I have made a breakthrough recently. I now have the strength of mid-6 star level, ha 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 ha. Eugene laughed wildly. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 523. The Hongmeng gold list has appeared in many places in the Hongmeng world. Eugene's voice instantly sounded in many places in the Hongmeng world through the Hongmeng gold list. It's actually the Xuanhuan Emperor fighting against the butcher Eugenes. Eugenes has actually broken through to the mid-6 star stage. Emperor Xuanhuan is in danger. It should be that Emperor Xuanhuan wanted to challenge Eugene, but he set him up. Countless powerful people were talking about it. The Hongmeng golden list also appeared in Chaos Black City, and Eugene's voice also sounded here. When the Hongmeng golden list appeared, Luo Hongjian and the others were alarmed. Jurgens actually has the strength of a mid-6 star player. My husband should still be able to win, but it may not be that easy. Luo Hongjian and the others discussed that they naturally had strong confidence in Ye Chen. Xuanhuan Emperor, come in quickly. This time, my sword can drink the blood of a 6-star immortal powerhouse. My strength will also be enhanced, ha 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 ha. Eugene said arrogantly. He rushed towards the Hongmeng gold list. Eugenes, if you propose a life and death battle in Hongmeng, do you think you can win? Ye Chen said softly. He also flew into the Hongmeng gold list. There is a huge space in the Hongmeng golden list, and the endurance is super strong. Even if Ye Chen and the others have 6-star immortal strength, they can fight in it. Changed. The color of blood represents Eugene the Butcher, and Emperor Xuanhuan represents gold. Many strong people were discussing. The Hongmeng gold list has changed everywhere. About half of the area turned into blood color, and half of the area turned into golden yellow. Whichever side has the upper hand, the area occupied by the corresponding color will be larger. Emperor Xuanhuan, challenging me will be the biggest mistake of your life. It took a lot of effort to reach the 6-star immortal level, but he died like this. In the Hongmeng golden list, Eugene smiled strangely. The area he was in turned into a vast sea of blood. There are corpses floating in the sea of blood. Those corpses are the corpses of strong men killed by Eugene. You talk a lot of nonsense. Ye Chen sneered. If you want to die early, I will help you. Eugenes drew his sword instantly, and a bloody knife came out from the sea of blood. This knife carries endless pressure, as if it is going to destroy the world. In a very short time, the bloody knife struck Ye Chen's head, trying to cut him in half. Boom! A powerful armor appeared on Ye Chen, and layers of light curtains appeared around him. Eugene's blood knife broke through many layers of light curtain, but it did not completely break it. Ye Chen showed a mid-6-star defensive power. Xuanhuan Emperor, I didn't expect you to have such a level of defensive treasure. It will belong to me then, GG. Eugene smiled strangely. Ye Chen's defense was somewhat beyond his expectation. But he doesn't think Ye Chen can reach the mid 6-star level in terms of attack. Boom. Boom. Eugene turned into a giant. He held a bloody knife in his hand and kept slashing at Ye Chen's defense. His attacks were stronger than those of ordinary characters who had just reached the mid 6-star stage. As Eugenes continues to take the initiative to attack, countless powerful people from the outside world are occupying it, and the bloody area is expanding. Jurgens really took the initiative. It's a pity. Emperor Yanhuang's strength should also be pretty good. The human race originally had 2 strong men with 6-star immortal strength. There are many powerful people talking about it in Chaos Black City. It is worth mentioning that the powerful outsiders cannot hear the voices in the Hongmeng Golden List at this time. Sister Hanjian, what's going on? Sister Hanjian, can't my brother-in-law be defeated? Lu Qianqian and Luo Yudi looked nervous. Luo Hanjian smiled and said, my husband probably hasn't attacked now. Eugens has a mid 6-star cultivation level. If my husband has the upper hand from the beginning, he will look too strong. Don't you understand, husband? He is definitely a good person at digging holes and burying people. Lu Qianqian and Luo Yudi chuckled. In the Hongmeng Golden List, Ye Chen has been defending with all his strength and seems to have no intention of taking action at all. 2 hours passed, and Eugenes had already spent a lot of money. Ye Chen's consumption is not less than that of Eugene, but he is stronger and recovers faster. Emperor Yanhuang, if you defend for a long time, you will be broken. Do you think you can hold on like this forever? Dream. Eugene said ferociously. Ye Chen said quietly, as long as we defend for 9 days, we will be tied. You want a draw, you're delusional. Eugene sneered. He will never allow a tie. If no one dies when the time is up, one person will die randomly. In Hongmen's life and death battle, one must die. Kill. Eugene continued to take crazy shots, using all kinds of methods. However, 3 days have passed, and Eugenes has consumed a lot of energy, but he still hasn't broken Ye Chen's defense. No, we can't drag it on like this any longer. The attack is always a little worse like this, so I have to use forbidden magic to attack. Even if Emperor Yanhuang uses forbidden techniques, I am stronger and can last longer. Eugenes thought to himself. He finally used the forbidden technique, and Eugene's strength doubled instantly. Kill. Eugene strikes again. The attack power is doubled. In an instant, Ye Chen's defense was almost completely broken. But when the defense was only a little bit left, the defense suddenly surged again. Eugens, do you think you are the only one who knows the forbidden technique? Ye Chen said coldly. In fact, Ye Chen did not use the forbidden technique at all. He just showed his full strength. Enough to resist Eugens's attack now? I am stronger and can last longer. You are dead. Eugens attacked frantically. In the outside world, the Hongmeng Golden List showed that the bloody area had not moved much after occupying 80%, and now the bloody area continued to encroach on the territory of the Golden Area. 85%, 90%, 95%. As Eugens continued to attack, the bloody area almost completely occupied the entire Hongmeng Golden List. Eugens should have used the forbidden technique. My husband is waiting for him to use the forbidden technique first, and then it will be much easier to kill him. Luo Hanjian smiled. Lu Qianqian and Luo Yudi nodded. The 3 women looked relaxed, but they were actually a little nervous in their hearts. In other places, the Lord of Hongmeng Palace and others were also paying attention to this duel. What a pity. Emperor Yanhuang will probably die soon. Otherwise, it would be great if we could recruit him to join our Hongmeng Palace. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace said. Some powerful people around nodded. The Hongmeng Golden List also appeared in the territory of Hongmeng. And the Hongmeng Golden List appeared not far from the headquarters of Hongmeng Palace. The powerful people of the entire Hongmeng Palace are now paying attention to this battle. Stable. Yujin's made a lot of money this time, he should be able to reach the late 6 star in the future. The powerful people of Wanja sect are also paying attention to this battle. Time passed by. Yukins is strong, and he can hold on to the forbidden technique for 2 hours. Gradually, he felt something was wrong. He was almost unable to hold on, but Yechen could still hold on. How could this happen? Yukins was frightened and fought for half an incense stick of time. His breath instantly decreased a lot. The sequelae of using the forbidden technique came. Yukins was originally a mid-6 star strength. After using the forbidden technique, his strength was close to the peak of 6 stars. After the forbidden technique ended, his strength dropped to only the early 6 stars. Yujins, let me tell you a secret. I actually have the strength of the late 6 stars. Are you surprised or not? Yechen laughed. In an instant, the Xuanhuan sword formation enveloped Yukins, whose strength was greatly reduced. Kill. The Xuanhuan sword formation is an extremely powerful killing formation. Endless sword beams pounced on Yukins. Yukins' soul was flying. He could clearly feel that Yechen's attack was definitely at the late 6 star level. If he hadn't used the forbidden technique, he might have used the forbidden technique to kill out and then hide. Hold on until the 9th day, and gamble with Yechen. Now he can't use the forbidden technique at all, and his strength has dropped to only the early 6 stars. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 524. Yujins fought desperately, but the strength of the early 6 stars could hardly withstand the attack of the late 6 stars. On the Chaos Ancient City side, Luo Hongjian and the others were very nervous. Judging from the situation on the Hongmeng Golden List, Yechen's situation was really very bad. Blood color occupied 99%. It's increased. Suddenly Luo Yudi said in surprise. In an instant, the golden color recovered to 50%, and then in the blink of an eye, the area occupied by the golden color reached 70% again. 80%, 90%. In 2 breaths, the golden area occupied most of the Hongmeng Golden List. Huh! The strong men of the Hongmeng Palace looked at the Hongmeng Golden List in surprise. Many of the strong men of the Wanja sect frowned. Butcher Eugenis, after all, is the top strong man of their Wanja sect. And he has now reached the cultivation of the middle 6 stars. If Eugenis dies, it will be a big loss for the Wanja sect. Master, there has been such a sudden change. It should be that Yukins used the forbidden technique, but he failed to take down the place, and his strength has dropped sharply. The opponent's defense should be very strong. A strong man from Wanja sect analyzed. Yet. The master of Wanja sect nodded slightly. In the Hongmeng Golden List, Yechen kept attacking. His strength was originally higher than Yukin's. Now Yukin's strength has dropped sharply. Yechen's strength is more than twice that of Yukin's. Such a big gap in strength is equivalent to 2 or 3 people fighting one person. The side with more people still has plenty of physical strength. No. Yukin's became desperate. Under Yechen's attack, his injuries worsened rapidly. Trapped in the Xuanhuan sword formation, he had nowhere to escape and could only bear the attacks. Emperor Xuanhuan, if you continue to attack, I will use the power of the system to kill you. My system is a killing system. Yukin said sternly. Yechen sneered, if your system has this ability, you would have used it long ago. Yukin said, Emperor Xuanhuan, my system can only launch a fatal attack by sacrificing itself. If you stop now, we will randomly kill one of you. You have a 50% chance of surviving. If you continue to go out, I will die, but you will also die 100% of the time. Ye Chen silently ordered the system to improve its defense. For the attacks of other systems, his system's resistance is still very strong. Swish. Swish. Countless sword energies continue to bombard. Yukins used various means to dissolve most of Ye Chen's attack power, but the remaining small half of the attack power can still cause him great damage. Another 2 minutes. In the outside world, the blood-colored area of the Hongmeng Golden List is less than 1,000th. Okay, okay, okay. Mr. Ye, if you want me to die, I will drag you to death with me. Yukins said frantically. He knew that Ye Chen would never let him go. In an instant, Yukins burned all his vitality, and the power of his system was greatly enhanced. Swish. A red flying knife shot towards Ye Chen. The Xuxian sword formation did not resist this red flying knife, it was transformed by the power of Yukins' system. Ye Chen had armor on him, and the armor also had strong defense, but this red flying knife still easily penetrated Ye Chen's armor defense. The flying knife entered Ye Chen's body. Yukins' fatal attack was very strong. Not to mention the strong man in the middle stage of 6 stars, even the strong man in the late stage of 6 stars could be killed by such an attack. But Yukins encountered Ye Chen. The system in Ye Chen's body is a 10-star system, and it has swallowed a lot of system enhancements. Yukins' system level is only 7-star immortal level, which is quite different from Ye Chen's system. Facing Ye Chen's system is like a tiger seeing a cat. Buzz. Sensing that Ye Chen's system is approaching, the red flying knife that entered Ye Chen's body trembled violently. It wanted to escape immediately. But inside Ye Chen's body, that is the home of his system, how could it let the red flying knife escape? Ye Chen's system trapped the red flying knife in an instant. Its killing power is enough to kill a late 6-star strongman, but it is useless to Ye Chen's system. Host, it can't run away. This system is relatively fat, 7-star immortal level, killing attribute. The voice of Ye Chen's system sounded in his mind. System, swallow it, I have no interest in this system. Ye Chen said. Judging from some of Yukins' actions, this system is not a good person. Even if it has a 7-star immortal level, Ye Chen has no interest in it. Okay host. Ye Chen's system quickly began to devour Yukins' system. Ye Chen felt that extremely powerful and pure plane power emerged from all around. He was practicing on the AFK, and a large amount of power quickly entered his body. So fast. Ye Chen felt that his cultivation was improving rapidly. All the surrounding power was absorbed, and his cultivation was completely likely to reach the peak of 5 stars. The combat power can reach the peak of 6 stars. If there are no special treasures, or special skills, the strength of 6 stars is the limit that can be achieved in the Hongmeng world. The peak of 6 stars can be close to this limit. The outside world. The golden power occupied the entire Hongmeng gold list. Soon, the Hongmeng gold list was updated. Yujin's name disappeared, and Ye Chen's name appeared on Gu Hongmen's golden list. He, my brother-in-law won. My husband really won. Luo Yudi and Lu Qianqian said, and they breathed a sigh of relief. Luo Hongjian smiled but didn't say anything. She herself had the cultivation of the early 6 stars, and she knew Ye Chen's strength better. The only thing she was worried about was that Ye Chen and Yukins would die together. Damn it! Many strong men in Wanja sect cursed in their hearts. Yukins' death reduced the strength of their Wanja sect, and their influence would also be reduced. Immediately find a way to contact Emperor Yanhuang and see if we can absorb him into our Wanja sect. The leader of Wanja sect said in a deep voice. Yes, leader. Some strong men around hurriedly said. In the Hongmeng territory, the master of Hongmeng Hall smiled. It turned out that Emperor Yanhuang won in the end. Not bad, hurry up and let him join our Hongmeng Hall. A quarter of an hour later, the Hongmeng golden list in other places disappeared. The Hongmeng Golden List on Qianqing Supreme's side is still in the sky and has not disappeared. In the Hongmeng Golden List, Ye Chen absorbed the surrounding power at a super-fast speed. After a few hours, Ye Chen successfully reached the peak of the 5-star cultivation. After another hour, the surrounding power was completely absorbed by Ye Chen. I don't know what effect signing in here will have. Ye Chen said in his heart. He knew that he was about to leave the Hongmeng Golden List. System, sign in 3 times. It was not long since the last sign in. Even if the things obtained by signing in are not very good, the time wasted is not very long. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 6-star Immortal Resurrection Order, which can resurrect a 6-star Immortal Strongman. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 5-star Immortal Resurrection Order. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 4-star Immortal Resurrection Order. 3 resurrection tokens appeared in the system inventory. Unless someone like Yukins is like this, the immortal level warriors are not really dead. The resurrection order just allows them to recover earlier. 3 resurrection orders. It seems that this is the only thing you can get here. But this thing is pretty good. Ye Chen thought to himself. Shui Yutianzun is only a 4-star immortal level warrior, and a 4-star immortal level resurrection order is enough to revive her. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 525. Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, kill the butcher Eugene. You have eliminated a great harm. I have to thank you very much. Ye Chen came out of the Hongmeng Golden List, and Supreme Qianqing soon appeared in front of Ye Chen. Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, your strength should have improved, right? Supreme Xuanhuan's face was full of smiles. Ye Chen nodded. I already have 6-star peak strength. Supreme Xuanhuan's eyes showed a look of shock. He knew that Ye Chen's strength would definitely improve, but he didn't expect that Ye Chen's strength would go directly from the late 6-star stage to the peak 6-star level. With such strength, he is firmly in the top 5 of the Hongmeng Gold List. There may even be a fight for the top 3. The first 2 are a bit difficult. The Master of Hongmeng Palace and the Master of Wanja Sect both have 6-star perfect combat power. Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, you are still the best. You have reached such strength so quickly. Whether you can return to your hometown in the future depends on you. Supreme Qianqing said in amazement. Supreme Qianqing, let's go to Hongmeng Hall. Ye Chen smiled. Currently, he is 9th on the Hongmeng Gold List. With Ye Chen's strength, he can definitely move his ranking forward, but Ye Chen has no such plans for the time being. Half a day later, Ye Chen and Supreme Qianqing arrived at the entrance to Hongmeng Realm. Fellow Taoist Qianqing, long time no see. Is this the Xuanhuan Emperor? There were strong men at the entrance of Hongmeng Hall. Ye Chen and the others did not hide here. When they found Ye Chen and the others approaching, the strong men from Hongmeng Hall immediately came over to greet them. The attitude is quite good. Supreme Qianqing secretly complained in his heart that the other party had indeed met him before, but when they met before, the other party's attitude was not so kind. But he also understands. At that time, he only had ordinary 5-star immortal strength. Now he has 6-star immortal strength. More importantly, Ye Chen is also a strong human race, and Ye Chen is even stronger. Fellow Daoist Langa. Supreme Qianqing returned the salute. The person next to me is the Emperor Xuanhuan. Xuanhuan Dao is friendly. You guys came here to join our Hongmeng Palace, right? Thank you for making such a choice. Supreme Langa smiled. Ye Chen and Supreme Qianqing nodded. Supreme Lanjia led the way, and Ye Chen and the others quickly entered the territory of Hongmeng. Not long after, Ye Chen and the others arrived at a majestic palace. This palace is Hongmeng Palace. It itself is a 6-star immortal treasure. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, fellow Taoist Qianqing, welcome. A loud voice sounded, and the master of Hongmeng Palace and many other powerful people came outside the palace to greet Ye Chen and the others. Among them there are several strong men with 6-star strength. There are about 30 people with 5-star immortal strength. In addition, those all have 4-star immortal strength. There are not many strong men in Hongmeng Palace, but any one of them possesses 4-star immortal strength. As the oldest force in Hongmeng universe, Hongmeng Palace is extremely powerful. When Ye Chen first arrived in Hongmeng universe, his strength was not bad, but even if he adapted to the cultivation here, he was nothing in front of forces like Hongmeng Palace. It's not bad now. With his peak 6-star cultivation level, the only person in Hongmeng Hall who dares to say he can definitely beat him is the master of Hongmeng Hall. Even if the lord of Hongmeng Palace wants to kill Ye Chen, it will not be that easy. Although Hongjian Palace is not here, Xiaolu and the 6-star immortal level Tong Tianjianzu are not here either, but Ye Chen can still summon a 6-star perfection level expert. In addition, he will be stronger when he uses forbidden magic. Hello, Taoist brother Hongmeng, all Taoists are friendly. Ye Chen cupped his hands and smiled. Supreme Xianqing also saluted. The master of Hongmeng Hall smiled and said, "Fellow Taoist Yanhuang, fellow Taoist Xianqing, are you planning to join our Hongmeng Hall?" Good. Ye Chen and Supreme Xianqing nodded. The master of Hongmeng Hall laughed, "Welcome. Your strength has greatly increased by joining our Hongmeng Hall. Fellow Taoist Yanhuang, you also brought us a gift before you joined. The 10,000 Realms sect and Hongmeng Palace have never been very easy to deal with. That's for sure. There is no room for 2 tigers in one mountain. The strength of Wanja sect and Hongmeng Palace has always been about the same. As a result, no one of the 2 parties can unify the entire Hongmeng universe. No one can obtain the cosmic will order here. With the death of Eugenes, the strength of the 10,000 Realms sect has been reduced. The addition of Ye Chen and others will increase the strength of Hongmeng Palace, and Hongmeng Palace can take advantage next. Of course, with just this advantage, it is impossible for the Lord of Hongmeng Palace to obtain the cosmic will order for the time being. Palace Master. Ye Chen and Supreme Xianqing saluted. The master of Hongmeng Palace smiled and accepted the gift from Ye Chen and the others. Fellow Taoist Yanhuang and fellow Taoist Xianqing, from now on you are members of our Hongmeng Hall. You also know some of the rules of our Hongmeng Hall. We can't fight each other internally. We are usually relatively free, but if there is a big problem in the sect, we have to join the war. Also, the status within the sect is determined by strength. Having a high status doesn't mean you can forcefully order others. A high status just means that you will be allocated more resources. The master of Hongmeng Palace smiled. Ye Chen and Supreme Xianqing nodded. The master of Hongmeng Palace said, "In addition to me as the palace master, our Hongmeng Palace also has 2 deputy palace masters and 10 elders. The elders are ranked in order. You and fellow Daoist Xianqing can challenge any of them." Ye Chen's eyes swept over the 2 deputy hall masters and 10 elders of Hongmeng Hall. The Supreme Kang Long, whom Ye Chen had met before, was also here. He is an elder of Hongmeng Hall. The 2 deputy hall masters of Hongmeng Hall, one is at the peak of 6 stars, and the other is at the late 6 stars. Of the 10 elders, 5 have 6-star immortal strength, but 3 of them only have 5-star perfect cultivation. They have only reached 6-star combat power. The Supreme Kang Long has 6-star immortal cultivation. He is the second elder. In Hongmeng Hall, the Supreme Kang Long has a high status. Ye Chen smiled and said, "Hall Master, we are newcomers. Let's not challenge for the time being. When everyone is familiar with each other, we will challenge each other at that time to avoid hurting the relationship." On the way, Ye Chen and Supreme Xianqing agreed that after joining Hongmeng Hall, they would not challenge each other first. Ye Chen was not interested in becoming a great elder or even a deputy hall master. What he wants is to become the master of Hongmeng Palace. The rules of Hongmeng Palace are like this. If he becomes the master of Hongmeng Palace by his own ability, the master of Hongmeng Palace can only give up the position of master. Don't challenge first. That's fine. The master of Hongmeng Palace looked at Ye Chen deeply. He knew that Ye Chen's strength was improving very quickly, and it was possible that Ye Chen wanted to replace him as the master of the palace. But the master of Hongmeng Palace was not afraid. In his opinion, his strength had reached the limit of the Hongmeng universe. Unless there was a treasure that could break through the limit, he would at most tie with him. The others heard what Ye Chen said, and their eyes looked at Ye Chen and his friends Kinder. No matter who it was, if they were challenged by Ye Chen and his friends at this moment, they would always feel uncomfortable. Being challenged means that Ye Chen and his friends think they can beat them. Daiyu Yanhuang, Daiyu Xianqing, it's rare for everyone to get together. Let's eat meat and drink wine today. The master of Hongmeng Palace smiled. Soon, Ye Chen and his companions sat down, each with a table filled with delicious food. There were also many beautiful women singing and dancing in the middle. After 2 hours of banquet, Ye Chen, Xianqing Supreme and the others became more familiar with each other. Fellow Daoist Yanhuang, fellow Daoist Xianqing, because you haven't challenged yet, you can only choose the most ordinary spiritual mountain. But you are all on the Hongmeng Golden List, you can all choose a very good spiritual mountain. Kang Long Supreme smiled, and he led Ye Chen and his companions to deal with some other matters. Ye Chen and Xianqing Supreme nodded. It didn't take long for them to choose 2 adjacent spiritual mountains, both of which were very good. The environment in the Hongmeng territory was already very good, and the spiritual mountain that Ye Chen and his companions chose was 2 or 3 times better than the spiritual mountain that Ye Chen had in Chaos Black City. Practicing in such a spiritual mountain, the training speed is not to say 2 or 3 times faster, but twice as fast. Even if there are no other benefits to joining the Hongmeng Palace, this alone is not a loss. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 526. Fellow Taoist Yanhuang and fellow Taoist Xianqing, you have just joined Hongmeng Hall and will receive an initial amount of resources. You can choose your own type. Elixirs, treasures, techniques, etc. are all fine. Kang Long Supreme said, and sent the message to Ye Chen and the others. Although they have no challenge, their rankings on the Hongmeng Gold list are not low, and they can get a lot of initial resources by joining Hongmeng Hall. Ye Chen said, fellow Daoist Kang Long, give me the time crystal for mine. Me too. Xianqing Supreme Dao. He himself does not actually need such things as time crystals now. Even if time is accelerated tens of millions of times, Xianqing Supreme cannot improve much. If he wants the time crystal, Xianqing Supreme intends to give it to Ye Chen. Ye Chen's cultivation level is still only at the peak of 5 stars, and there is still a lot of room for improvement. With enough time crystals, Ye Chen's strength can increase a lot in a short time. If you need something in this area, you can use other treasures in the future, or exchange the sect's contribution points from the sect, which will be more cost-effective. Kang Long Supreme finished speaking and left. Hall Master, Taoist fellow Yanhuang and the others are all replacing time crystals. Kang Long Supreme reported the situation to the Master of Hongmeng Palace. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace nodded slightly. Ye Chen told you earlier that his cultivation level is only at the 4-star immortal level, and now he is probably only at the 5-star immortal level. His strength can still be improved a lot. Kang Long Supreme said, Palace Master, if Ye Chen's cultivation continues to improve, sooner or later he will reach the full 6-star level. The Master of Hongmeng Palace said calmly, it is a good thing for us, Hongmeng Palace, that he has reached 6-star perfection. Otherwise, how can we, Hongmeng Palace, unify the entire Hongmeng universe? As for him winning the seat, it's impossible. Give them the time crystal. Kanglong Supreme left quickly, and not long after, he returned to Yechen and the others. He gave the time crystal to Yechen and the others. Yechen's cultivation is still at the peak of 5 stars. These time crystals, even if they accelerate time tens of millions of times, are enough for him to practice for 2 or 3 years, which is not bad. 2 6-star immortal level strong men from the Hades sect are here. There should be other strong men from the Hades sect secretly here. My name is now on the Hongmeng gold list, and the strong men of the underworld sect must already know about it. Yechen secretly thought. He felt that the Ming cult would definitely invade in a big way next. If he is the leader of the underworld sect, he will definitely cooperate with the Wanja sect and jointly put pressure on Hongmeng Palace to hand over people. Yechen estimated that if the powerful men from the Ming sect returned, and a large number of strong men from the Ming sect were organized to come over, it would be 2 or 3 years at the earliest, and it should not be more than 5 years at the slowest time. If the Ming sect really does this, it is a question whether Hongmeng Palace Master and the others can withstand the pressure. You still have to be stronger. Fellow Daoist Xianqing, I'll go back and pick up Hanjian and the others. Yechen said to Xianqing's Hizun. The environment here is better. If Luo Hanjian and the others are brought over, Luo Hanjian and the others can practice faster. Good. Xianqing Supreme Dao. Yechen left quickly, and within 2 or 3 days he returned to the Black City of Chaos. There was nothing wrong with Luo Hanjian and the others. Receive. After receiving Hanjian Palace, Luo Hanjian and the others into the Brahma Ring, Yechen left quickly. There is a 5-star immortal level check-in point in Chaos Black City, but now we can only give up this benefit. On Hongmeng Universe, Yechen knows that his limit is only 6-star perfect strength. Now that he has 6-star peak strength, there is actually not much room for improvement. But Luo Hanjian has huge room for improvement. She currently only has a 4-star immortal level cultivation, but she already has a 6-star immortal level combat power. In the future, her limit will not be 6-star perfection. If you take her to Hongmeng, she will improve faster than in the Chaos Black City. Husband, what will happen if Hongmeng Palace turns against you? Luo Hanjian said with some worry. Yechen was heading to Hongmeng realm now, and he told Luo Hanjian about the current situation. Hanjian, you have to believe in our strength. If Hongmeng Palace cannot accommodate us, there is no problem for us to leave, but if Hongmeng Palace wants to capture us, Hongmeng Palace cannot afford such a price. Hongmeng Palace doesn't have that kind of strength. Yechen said. Luo Hanjian's eyes were firm. Yechen said, Hanjian, there is one more thing. I signed in on the Hongmeng Golden List and obtained the resurrection order. When the time comes, I can resurrect your master. Take it easy for now it's more important for us to improve our strength. Using the resurrection order to resurrect your master is not something that can be done at once. Luo Hanjian's eyes lit up. Husband, really? Of course it's true, how could I joke about something like this? Luo Hanjian had a beautiful smile on her face. The master died by self-destruction, which was a big deal for her. Although she had improved a lot, her practice was actually affected to some extent. This influence will become stronger as her cultivation level improves. Husband, when the situation becomes more stable, we will resurrect my master. Good. Not long after, Yechen returned to Hongmeng. There was no problem with Supreme Xianqing staying here. At least now, Hongmeng Palace has no hostility towards them. Half a year passed in the blink of an eye. Xiaoliu has naturally adapted to the environment here. System, sign in. System, use half of the power swallowed before. Yechen said in his mind. there is a lot of system power devoured in the front. Not to mention the system power obtained by devouring other strong men, there is a lot of power obtained by simply devouring Eugenie's system. Eugenie's system is a 7-star immortal level. Host, are you sure you want to use half? Sure. Ye Chen said in his mind. Although there is no sign-in point here, it is his first time to sign in Hongmeng Realm. There are many strong people in Hongmeng Realm, so he should gain a lot. Sign in successfully, congratulations to the host for obtaining the 7-star immortal level sign-in point. The system sounds. The first reward is quite good. Although it is not a treasure that can directly improve their strength, the 7-star immortal level check-in point is very useful for obtaining more good things in the future. Host, use the 7-star immortal check-in point to teleport to any check-in point. Go back in one day. Ye Chen's eyes brightened. This is quite awesome. In this way, if there is a problem on the July universe side, he can directly teleport there. In addition, if there is great danger here, he can also teleport away with Luo Hongjian and the others. After a day, the enemy is probably gone. System, sign-in is suspended. Ye Chen said in his mind. Now that we have a 7-star immortal level check-in point, of course we have to accumulate good luck for a period of time. A month passed quickly. I have accumulated a lot of luck. The 7-star immortal level sign-in point accumulates luck more than 20 times faster than the 5-star immortal level sign-in point. 1 month is worth 2 years. System, continue to sign in twice. Ye Chen said in his mind, he was a little excited. The conditions in all aspects are now extremely good, and you should be able to sign something very good. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 527. Sign in successfully, congratulations to the host Eternal World Tree for being promoted to the 7-star immortal level. Sign in successfully, congratulations to the host for receiving the 7-star immortal enlightenment elixir gift package. The sound of the system sounded so beautiful to Ye Chen. It turned out to be 2 more 7-star immortal treasures. And they are all very good. Xiaoliu's promotion to the 7-star immortal level can greatly enhance the strength of Ye Chen and the others. It is worth mentioning that in Hongjian Palace, Xiaoliu and Hongjian Palace both have 7-star immortal strength. Outside the Hongjian Palace, Xiaolu only had 6-star perfect strength. If Ye Chen's strength exceeds 6-star perfection, he can fully display it in the Beauty Palace. 2 6-star immortal enlightenment pills. 8 5-star immortal enlightenment pills. Ye Chen checked it. He now only has a 5-star peak cultivation level and a 6-star immortal enlightenment pill. It is enough to take 1 pill for the time being, and the other one can be given to Supreme Xianqing. Luo Hongjian and the others currently only have a 4-star immortal cultivation level. Taking 5 immortal level enlightenment pills is completely enough. A 6-star one is too strong for them. Hongjian, please stop practicing. Ye Chen sent a message to Luo Hongjian and the others. Soon Luo Hongjian, Lu Qianqian, and the others got 2 5-star immortal enlightenment pills, Luo Yudi and Zi Lanyan, they only needed 1 for the time being. The other 2 5-star immortal enlightenment pills were naturally left to Enlangxiu and Shang Guanyan. Hongjian, hurry up and improve. It should be safe in the next 2 years, but it will be hard to say after 2 years. But don't feel pressured, Xiaolu has already reached the 7-star immortal level. In the Beauty Palace, Xiaolu can exert her 7-star immortal level strength. Ye Chen smiled. Luo Hongjian and the others' eyes were bright. Xiaoliu's strength has also improved, and they feel more at ease. Soon Luo Hongjian and the others continued to practice. Ye Chen arrived at the spiritual mountain of Xianqing Supreme next to him. Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, what's the good news? Supreme Xianqing said with a smile when he saw Ye Chen. Fellow Daoist Xianqing, this is for you. Ye Chen handed Xianqing Supreme a jade bottle, which contained the 6-star immortal chaos pill. Fellow deist Ye Chen, is this, a 6-star immortal chaos pill? Supreme Xianqing said in disbelief. He has heard of such elixirs but has never seen them before. There are strong men in Hongmeng Palace who can refine such elixirs, but the refining takes too much time and energy, and the various resources consumed are also extremely terrifying. It will not be sold outside after being refined. Supreme Xianqing is still thinking about getting more contribution points in the future and seeing if he can redeem one from his sect. Ye Chen actually took it out. Yes, this is a 6-star immortal enlightenment pill. Ye Chen smiled. Supreme Xianqing took a deep breath, because there was no elixir of this level for sale. The price of a 6-star enlightenment elixir was higher than that of treasures of the same level. Fellow deist Ye Chen, I was already very embarrassed to get the Chaos Cauldron from you before. How can I be embarrassed to accept this 6-star immortal chaos pill from you again? Supreme Xianqing shook his head repeatedly. He looked away with some difficulty. This elixir was extremely tempting to him. Chaos pill can improve his talent, and as his talent improves, there is still room for improvement in his cultivation. Fellow deist Xianqing, take this. Among the people you captured, some have a 7-star immortal system. Ye Chen smiled. The 10-star immortal death system cannot be described. Let's talk about the 7-star immortal level system. The problem is not particularly big. Real. Of course it's true. Ye Chen nodded. Xianqing Supreme said, fellow Taoist Ye Chen, but I don't know at all that any of them have a 7-star immortal system. What you discovered actually belongs to you. Fellow deist Xianqing, you are a mother-in-law. If you don't want it, give it to someone else. After Ye Chen finished speaking, he disappeared instantly. The elixir naturally stayed. Supreme Xianqing opened his mouth and sighed secretly in his heart. He owed Ye Chen even more favors. In the time cube, Ye Chen ate the 6-star immortal chaos pill. 2 months passed and the elixir was digested. Ye Chen's talent has improved a bit, and his cultivation has also improved a bit. However, there is still a big gap between it and 5-star perfection. At Ye Chen's current level, every small level improvement takes a lot of time, even if the time is accelerated tens of millions of times, even if there are a lot of resources. Hanjian, you continue to practice, I will go back to July universe. Return tomorrow. Ye Chen said via voice transmission. Luo Hanjian's eyes showed doubts. Husband, can you teleport back directly? I forgot to tell you that you can indeed teleport back, but you can't teleport casually. You can only teleport once a year. Husband, don't worry, go back, there won't be any problems here. Luo Hanjian said. In the Hanjian Palace, both the Hanjian Palace itself and Xiaolu have 7-star immortal strength. Even if the master of Hongmeng Palace wants to enter the Hongmeng Palace to kill people, he will be the only one who is unlucky. System, teleport back to the main transmission point. Ye Chen said in his mind. The main teleportation point is still the one in Tianyang Imperial City. Ye Chen disappeared in the next second, but a few minutes later, his figure appeared in Tianyang Imperial City. Shang Guanyan and An Langxiu are now guarding the Tianyang Imperial City. Husband. An Langxiu sent a voice message in confusion. She was practicing and seemed to sense Ye Chen's breath. Anlin, it's me. I was teleported back directly from the Hongmeng universe, but I will be teleported back tomorrow. Ye Chen sent a voice message. An Langxiu came to Ye Chen immediately and threw herself into his arms. Yan'er, I'm back. Ye Chen's voice sounded in Shang Guanyan's mind. She was not in Tianyang Imperial City now. An Langxiu and Shang Guanyan stayed in 2 different places respectively, and their power could better cover the entire July universe. If there was an invasion by a strong man, they would immediately detect it. Husband. Shang Guanyan also returned quickly. Chen held them in each hand and let them go after a while. For the next day, Chen and the others basically spent it in bed. The process cannot be described in detail. Onlin, Yanur, these 2 chaos pills, 1 for each of you. It will take a year for me to teleport back last time. Be careful. Chen smiled. Onlangxiu and Xuanhuan nodded. They thought it was quite good that Chen could come back once a year. Usually, they practiced in seclusion, and a year was not a long time in their opinion. Husband, the Supreme Kanglong is looking for you. We said you were not here, and the Supreme Kanglong left before entering the Hanjian Palace. Chen returned, and Luo Hanjian hurriedly said. Chen frowned secretly. What did the Supreme Kanglong want to find him for now? Fellow Daoist Xianqing, did the Supreme Kanglong look for you? Chen sent a voice message to the Supreme Xianqing. Xianqing Supreme said quickly, Daiyu Yuchen, I found it. Supreme Kanglong asked if we had captured the strong men of the underworld sect, and I said I didn't know your situation. Supreme Kanglong said that if you come back, you should contact him immediately. Daiyu Yuchen, I feel that the underworld sect may have put pressure on the Hongmeng Palace. The underworld sect unified the Huangquan universe and is stronger than the Hongmeng Palace and the Wanja sect. Daiyu Kanglong, what do you want to find me for? Chen sent a message. Suspiciousness appeared in the eyes of Supreme Kanglong. He was guarding the entrance of the Hongmeng Mongolian realm and did not see Chen enter the Hongmeng Mongolian realm from the outside. Daiyu Yuchen, the strong men of the underworld sect came to us and said that you captured 2 6-star immortal level strong men of the underworld section. I wonder if there is such a thing. Supreme Kanglong asked in a voice transmission. Chen frowned secretly. The strong men of the underworld sect actually came to him at this time. But at present, it should be only the 4 and 5-star immortal level strong men of the underworld sect. It's impossible for the strong men from the Hades universe to come here so quickly. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 528. Fellow Daoist Kanglong, to tell you the truth, such a thing does happen, haha. Chen replied directly. Although his strength has not yet reached the 6-star perfection level, he is at least 6-star peak, and Xiaoliu and Hanjian Palace have reached the 7-star immortal level. He is afraid of a hammer. Really? Kanglong Supreme said with some joy. Chen said doubtfully, fellow Daoist Kanglong, when you tell me this, don't you mean to ask me to give you the 2 6-star immortal level experts from the Ming sect and then let them go? Kanglong Supreme flew to Yechenling Mountain. He arrived at Lingshan. Fellow Daoist Chen, is it better to call you this, or is it more friendly to call you Yanhuang Dao? Kanglong Supreme smiled. Fellow Daoist Kanglong, you can do whatever you want, it's just a title. Chen said indifferently. Kanglong Supreme said, fellow Taoist Chen, the Ming cult really wants this, and they have a beautiful idea. Our Hongmeng Palace once had top experts die at the hands of the Ming cult's strong men. They haven't come back to life yet. The Ming cult thinks we don't know, but we know this very well. It's just that there is a strong enemy inside, so the Lord of the Palace has tolerated this matter. Speaking of this, Kanglong Supreme's eyes showed anger. Chen said, the person who died at the beginning was. Kanglong Supreme said, this matter has been going on for a long time. The person who died was a deputy hall master of our Hongmeng Palace. At that time, she had a late 6-star cultivation level. If she had not died, she should have reached the full 6-star strength. Having said this, Kanglong Supreme paused. Fellow Daoist Chen, the deputy palace master who died was actually a strong human being. Chen's eyes showed surprise. Kanglong Supreme sighed softly, what she practices is the law of time. If she practices something else, she may have been resurrected long ago. The result of this practice is that it will be much more difficult to recover. The palace master actually had feelings for her back then. So I heard from the strong men of the Ming sect that you captured 2 strong men of the Ming sect, and the palace master was very excited. At this moment, Ye Chen felt a powerful aura coming. The master of Hongmeng Palace came here in person. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, can you show me the 2 powerful men from the Hades you captured? The lord of Hongmeng Palace entered the Hongjian Palace. Ye Chen and the others actually captured 4 of the 6-star immortal level experts from the Hades sect, but on the Hongmeng universe side, they only captured 2. They all have mid-6-star capabilities. Ye Chen nodded slightly. Now in the Hongjian Palace, if Master Hongmeng and the others want to do something evil, there will be no good results. The Hongjian Palace is a 7-star immortal, but now it is disguised as an ordinary 6-star immortal. The Master of Hongmeng Palace did not notice. In an instant, 2 6-star immortal level experts from the Hades sect arrived in front of them. Seeing them, Hongmeng Palace Master's eyes flashed with cold light. He also thought about seeking revenge from the strong men of the Ming sect, but the strong men of the Ming sect knew that he was powerful, so how could they easily provoke him? The master of Hongmeng Palace has never found an opportunity for a long time. Ye Chen's displayed strength was not strong, and it was only the strong men of the underworld sect who fell into trouble with him. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, can these 2 be sold to me? I can give you any resources you want, as long as I have them. The Lord of Hongmeng Hall took a deep breath and said in a deep voice. Ye Chen smiled and said, Palace Master, with your strength, I thought you would just grab it. Master Hongmeng Hall shook his head. What happened back then is the hatred in my heart. You have captured the top powerhouse of the Hades section. I will never deal with you now. Ye Chen looked at the master of Hongmeng Palace, whose expression was quite sincere. He probably didn't deliberately deceive these 2 6-star level experts from the Ming sect. Palace Master, I want the time crystal. How much time crystal do you think they are worth? Just give me that amount. Ye Chen thought for a while and said. As their cultivation becomes stronger, the speed at which they consume time crystals will continue to increase. After defeating some of the powerful men of the Ming cult, they obtained certain resources, but selling all those things would not be able to support Ye Chen and the others for too long. They will still be in short supply in the future. It would be better to have more of this. Good. The Lord of Hongmeng Hall nodded, and as he spoke, a space ring appeared in his hand. Ye Chen's spiritual consciousness entered, and inside the space ring were a large number of time crystals containing the power of the plane. These time crystals can be exchanged for 5 or 6 6-star immortal treasures. Even if they were exchanged from the Ming sect, these 2 6-star immortal level experts from the Ming sect, they might not be able to get so much. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, is it okay? The master of Hongmeng Palace said in a deep voice. Ye Chen nodded. Palace Master, these 2 belong to you, do you want to kill them? Lord Hongmeng nodded. Kill them as a memorial. Ye Chen thought about the 6-star immortal resurrection token he owned, which might be able to resurrect the dead strong man. No matter what, the other party is also a strong human race. And if she is resurrected, she can get a huge favor from the Lord of Hongmeng Palace. Palace Master, I want to watch. Ye Chen said. The Lord of Hongmeng Hall nodded. He thought Ye Chen was worried and was afraid that he would let him go when the time came. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, I don't want to wait any longer. Let's go now. The master of Hongmeng Palace said in a deep voice. Good. Ye Chen nodded. Although it is said that the luck accumulated in the past will be consumed if you leave, but with the 7-star immortal level check-in point, the luck will dissipate as soon as it dissipates, and it will not take long to accumulate again. Half a day later, Ye Chen and the others left Hongmeng realm far away. They arrived at a small town. This city does not cover a large area, but it has existed for a long time. Supreme Xianqing lived for such a long time, but the time he lived was not as long as this small town existed. This is where Hong Yi's deputy hall master died. This area was destroyed back then, and I restored it, but I don't have the ability to restore Hong Yi deputy hall master. Hongmeng Supreme sighed. Having said this, Hongmeng Supreme asked 2 6-star immortal level experts from the Hades sect to appear. Poof. Poof. Without talking nonsense to them at all, Hongmeng Supreme struck them with 2 slashes. The 2 strong men of the Ming sect were both imprisoned in their cultivation. They were directly killed by Hongmeng Supreme's 2 swords. Changes in heaven and earth. Blood rain fell. The death of a 6-star immortal level expert will basically affect the surrounding environment. What's more, 2 strong men with mid 6-star strength died at the same time. This situation did not happen when Eugenius died, because he died in the Hongmeng Gold List. Fellow deist Hong Yi. At least it's for revenge. In the future, I will definitely kill more powerful men from the Hades. Hongmeng Supreme spoke, he looked more affectionate. As far as Ye Chen knew, Hongmeng Supreme did not have a Taoist companion. It is estimated that his heart was with Hong Yi Supreme. Palace Master, I have a 6-star resurrection token that can resurrect a 6-star level expert. Maybe it can resurrect the Hong Yi Supreme. Ye Chen said. In the case of Hong Yi Supreme, if she was resurrected just after death, the power of the resurrection token would probably not be enough. If a long time has passed, even if the resurrection token is not used, the Red Leaf Supreme may be resurrected after 180 trillion years. Are you sure? Hongmeng Supreme looked at Ye Chen in surprise. You can try it? Ye Chen said, as he said that the 6-star immortal resurrection token came into his hand. Hongmeng Supreme felt the terrifying power contained in it. Fellow deist Hongmeng, you have to tell me about Hong Yi Supreme's soul aura. Ye Chen said. Hongmeng Supreme nodded, and the next second he passed Hong Yi Supreme's soul aura to Ye Chen. Ye Chen was stunned. Hong Yi Supreme's soul aura is 80% similar to Luo Hongjian's soul aura. What's going on? As far as Ye Chen knows, even the soul auras of father and son are only 50% similar. System, what the hell is this? Ye Chen quickly said in his mind. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Dit. Chapter 529. The system said, in this case, consider that they should be reincarnated separately as the same person. Ye Chen frowned secretly. System, if Hong Yi Supreme is resurrected, what will be the consequences? The system said, Host, this situation is difficult to say. Normally speaking, if such a situation occurs, it is possible to resurrect without affecting each other. It is possible that during the resurrection process, the two will merge directly, and the consciousness of one may devour the consciousness of the other. There is another situation where the previous consciousness wakes up after fusion. Ye Chen frowned, it would be okay if they didn't affect each other. It would be okay if Luo Hongjian's consciousness continued to dominate. It would be tragic if Hong Yi Supreme's consciousness dominated, or if he awakened his original consciousness. System, what if I don't resurrect Hong Yi Supreme? Ye Chen asked. Hong Yi Supreme was a strong person in the late 6-star stage back then, while Luo Hongjian's current strength is still in the early 6-star stage. When the strength is not dominant, Ye Chen feels in danger when the Red Leaf Supreme comes back to life. Host, even if you don't resurrect Hong Yi Supreme, as Luo Hongjian's strength increases, Hong Yi Supreme will be resurrected faster. The system said. The master of Hongmeng Hall said with some confusion, Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, is it difficult to use this thing? Ye Chen looked at the master of Hongmeng Palace. He said he could be resurrected, but now he doesn't do it. The Lord of Hongmeng Hall may be angry. But for Luo Hongjian's safety, she must do this even if she offends the Lord of Hongmeng Hall. Palace Master, how about I use this resurrection order 10 years later? Ye Chen said. The Lord of Hongmeng Hall stared at Ye Chen. Ye Chen was clearly planning to use the resurrection order just now. Why didn't he use it again after knowing the soul aura of Hongyi Supreme? Fellow Taoist Ye Chen, can you give me a reason? Lord Hongmeng Palace asked. Ye Chen shook his head. There is a reason, but I can't say it. The master of Hongmeng Palace said solemnly, fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, 10 years are up, are you sure you will use this resurrection order? Sure. Ye Chen nodded. Luo Hongjian improved very quickly. In less than 10 years, she should be able to have the strength of a late 6-star in 3 to 5 years. Good. I will wait another 10 years. Hongmeng Supreme took a deep breath and said. Palace Master, thank you for your understanding. Palace Master, I will go back first. After Ye Chen finished speaking, he disappeared. When Ye Chen was far away, Hongmeng Supreme ordered, go and check the soul aura of the people around Ye Chen. Yes. The Azure Dragon Supreme left. They know what Luo Hongjian looks like, but they don't know about Luo Hongjian's soul aura. But this was not something particularly confidential. A few days later, Kang Long Supreme found out. This soul aura is similar to the soul aura of Hongyi Supreme. Azure Dragon Supreme was shocked. He lives a long time and knows a lot in this case, there is a high probability that Hongyi Supreme and Luo Hongjian were the same person before. They may have dispersed reincarnations. Palace Master. Kang Long Supreme rushed to the side of Hongmeng Palace Master. The place where the master of Hongmeng Palace and 2 powerful men from the Hades sect died. Kang Long Supreme immediately told Hongmeng Supreme all the news he had learned. Ye Chen must have judged that Luo Hongjian might be in the same powerful reincarnation as fellow Daoist Hongyi. Hongmeng Supreme frowned. In just 10 years, can Luo Hongjian reach the late 6-star level? Hongmeng Supreme didn't believe it. He knew that if Luo Hongjian had such strength and resurrected Hongyi Supreme might suffer a loss. Go back. Hongmeng Supreme said in a deep voice, and he and Kang Long Supreme returned to Hongmeng realm. Hongmeng Supreme was tangled in his heart. He naturally hoped that Hongyi Supreme would be resurrected earlier, but it might not be that easy to grab something from Ye Chen's hands. If he really did this, with Ye Chen's strength, he would be able to destroy the resurrection order in time. What's more, after just killing 2 6-star immortal level experts from the Ming sect, the Ming sect will definitely take action, and the Ming sect may even cooperate with the Wanja sect. He actually needs help from Ye Chen and the others. Ye Chen and Supreme Xianqing are both 6-star immortal level experts. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, 10 years is too long. How about 5 years? Hongmeng Supreme sent a message to Ye Chen. Inside the time cube, Ye Chen's eyes flickered. Hongmeng Supreme said this, he should already know Luo Hongjian's soul aura. I know the relationship between Luo Hongjian and Hongyi's Hizun. Palace Master, at least 9 years. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, I can't endure it for so long, 6 years. Ye Chen and Hongmeng Supreme spent several minutes, and the final time was determined to be 8 years. On the basis of 10 years, Ye Chen gave up 2 years. After all, Hongmeng Supreme is a 6-star perfect strongman. He is also the master of Hongmeng Palace. He must be given a certain amount of respect for his strength and status. 8 years is enough time. Palace Master, did Hongyi Supreme have a Taoist companion back then? Ye Chen couldn't help but ask. The corner of Hongmeng Supreme's mouth twitched. Hongyi Supreme did not have a Taoist companion back then, but Luo Hongjian and Ye Chen were Taoist companions. This made him very sad. Without. In the end, Hongmeng Supreme replied. Ye Chen felt a little relieved, this situation is much better. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, 2 6-star immortal level strong men from the Ming sect have died. A large number of strong men will definitely come by then. You must be prepared. Hongmeng Supreme said. Clear. Ye Chen calculated in his mind that it would take 2 years or 4 years for a strong man from the Hades sect to come over. They still had a little time. 1 year has passed in the blink of an eye. Ye Chen has not signed in this year. If the interval is longer, he can sign in and get better things. System, consume the remaining system power and sign in 3 times. Ye Chen said in his mind. After signing in this time, you have to find a way to swallow more systems. Currently, only the 10-star immortal death system of Scorpio Supreme has not been swallowed up. For the time being, Ye Chen does not dare to let his own system swallow up this system. One bad move might kill you. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host Chaos Immortal Sutra for being promoted to the 7-star immortal level. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 7-star immortal Phoenix Red Flame. Sign in successfully. Congratulations to the host for receiving a gift package of 7-star immortal skills. Ye Chen was pleasantly surprised. It was worth waiting for him for a year. 3 7-star immortal level rewards, and these 3 rewards are quite good. His own current skills are only 6-star immortal level, which is no longer powerful enough. With his current strength, it is perfectly possible to equip 7-star immortal level skills. System, change the technique to a new one. Ye Chen said in his mind. In the past few days, under the acceleration of time tens of millions of times, Ye Chen's technique has been replaced by a new technique. The 7-star immortality level Chaos Immortality Sutra, the power gained through training is even more powerful and pure. The training speed is naturally faster. In addition, with the new technique, Ye Chen's cultivation level has also improved. After practicing the new technique for about a year, he felt that he could reach the 5-star immortal level. At that time, the 6-star battle strength will be complete. Qian, how do you feel? Ye Chen asked Lu Qian and the others that they had changed to a new technique. The exercises obtained by signing up for the exercise gift package are naturally suitable for them. Husband, it's very good. Brother-in-law, your training speed is much faster he. Lu Qian and the other 4 girls responded. When Ye Chen obtained the skills himself, he also allowed them to obtain new skills. Keep up the good work. Ye Chen said as he came to Luo Hongjian's side. Luo Hongjian slowly opened her eyes. Hongjian, give you something good. Ye Chen smiled. The Phoenix Red Flame is a 7-star immortal thing. Worried about danger, Ye Chen didn't give it to Luo Hongjian before, so it would be more reassuring to keep an eye on him. As long as I stay in the Empress Palace, I am invincible. Author, New Di. Chapter 530. System, give things to the beauty. Ye Chen said in his mind. The next second, a lotus-like phoenix red flame appeared in front of Ye Chen. It contains terrifying power. System, there won't be any problems, right? Ye Chen said nervously in his mind. He felt like this thing could burn him to ashes. Host, don't worry, this can burn you to death, but it won't burn Luo Hongjian to death. Luo Hongjian stretched out her hand, and Phoenix Red Flame jumped into her hand automatically. In the blink of an eye, the Phoenix Red Flame submerged into Luo Hongjian's body. Call. Luo Hongjian's entire body was instantly enveloped in flames. However, Ye Chen noticed that there was no pain on Luo Hongjian's face. Husband, it wants to follow me. Now it is helping me strengthen my body and purify the power in my body. Luo Hongjian sent a message to Ye Chen. Ye Chen said, Hongjian, are you sure this Phoenix Red Flame won't hurt you? Husband, I'm sure, don't worry. If there is any problem, I will contact you as soon as possible. Luo Hongjian said. Ye Chen nodded. He observed carefully for a long time and left after seeing that Luo Hongjian really had no problem. Half a year has passed. Boom. A powerful aura suddenly burst out from Luo Hongjian's body, and her cultivation level broke through to the early stage of 5 stars. Luo Hongjian originally had a peak 4-star cultivation level and an early 6-star combat power. Now her cultivation level has reached an early 5-star level, and her combat power has fully reached the late 6-star level. When the Phoenix Red Flame is used to explode, it has the full strength of 6 stars. Luo Hongjian's technique is special, and now it can have an additional 5 times increase. Husband, I have broken through to the early stage of 5-star cultivation. Luo Hongjian immediately informed Ye Chen of the good news. Ye Chen had a smile on his face. He breathed a sigh of relief. Hongyi Supreme was only in the late 6-star stage back then, but Luo Hongjian's current strength is no weaker than Hongyi Supreme. Even if Hongyi Supreme is resurrected now, Luo Hongjian is not afraid of her. Hongjian, continue. Your early 5-star cultivation level is relatively easy to improve at this stage. Ye Chen said with a smile. In another half year, Luo Hongjian's cultivation level will definitely reach the mid 5-star level. By then, you may have the full strength of 6 stars. Good husband. Luo Hongjian said. She continued to practice. Just when Luo Hongjian had just made a breakthrough, tiny light spots gradually gathered from all directions at the place where Hongyi Supreme died. Hongmeng Supreme left several stone sculptures here, and they are guarding here. Sensing the abnormality, several stone sculptures came to life. One of the stone sculptures was a golden dragon. It disappeared in the blink of an eye and flew to Hongmeng. Jinlong has a 4-star immortal level and is very fast. He reached Hongmeng realm in a few days. Sensing the aura of the Hongmeng Palace Master contained in the golden dragon, the strong man guarding the entrance and exit of the Hongmeng realm immediately let the golden dragon enter the Hongmeng realm. Master, Hongyi Supreme seems to be resurrected. Many light spots gathered from all directions. Jinlong sent a message to Master Hongmeng Hall. The Lord of Hongmeng Palace arrived at the place where the golden dragon was in a very short time. Without hesitation, he took the golden dragon away. After half a day, the master of Hongmeng Palace arrived at the place where Hongyi Supreme died. Of course he can also see those light spots gathering together. Fellow deist Hongyi is indeed resurrected. But it took her a long time to die. It may take half a year to gather her strength. The master of Hongmeng Palace thought secretly. A smile appeared on his face. Resurrection in half a year is already very good. But what will happen to her and Luo Hongjian after Hongyi Supreme is resurrected? Hongmeng Palace Master is a little worried. I hope it will be a direct resurrection, rather than the power going to Luo Hongjian. The master of Hongmeng Palace thought secretly. Directly resurrected, Luo Hongjian and Hongyi Supreme are two people for the time being. If their powers converge, the consciousness of one of them may disappear. Now that Hongyi Supreme has been resurrected at this point, Hongmeng Palace Master estimates that if the consciousness disappears, it must be Luo Hongjian's consciousness. Ye Chen is afraid that he will go crazy. Will Ye Chen join forces with him to target the underworld sect? No, you have to talk to Ye Chen. The master of Hongmeng Palace thought secretly. The resurrection of Hongyi Supreme is not something that happens in a day or two. The master of Hongmeng Palace returned to Hongmeng realm. He arrived at Yechenling Mountain. Fellow Taoist Xuanhuan, I have something to talk to you about. The master of Hongmeng Palace sent a message to Yechendao. He set up tables and chairs on the top of Lingshan Mountain where Yechen was, and cooked Ling Cha. Soon Yechen arrived at the place where the master of Hongmeng Palace was. Palace Master. Yechen cupped his hands. The master of Hongmeng Hall quickly called Yechen to sit down. You must already know something about the relationship between Taoist Yanhuang and Hongyi Taoist and your wife Luo Hongjian. Yechen nodded. Don't tell lies in front of real people. There is no point in deliberately telling the Lord of Hongmeng Palace that he doesn't know. The master of Hongmeng Palace said solemnly, Fellow Taoist Yanhuang, you should know that if Hongyi Supreme is resurrected, the two of them may merge, and one of their consciousnesses may die. No. Ye Chen frowned. The master of Hongmeng Hall said, Fellow Taoist Yanhuang, the Ming sect is your mortal enemy and also my mortal enemy. I hope that if such a situation occurs, it will not affect our relationship. We can still work closely together to target the strong men of the Hades section. Ye Chen's heart moved. Why did the Lord of Hongmeng Hall come to him to tell him this now? He felt that it was possible that the Lord of Hongmeng Hall had noticed something strange, and Hongyi Supreme might have begun to resurrect now. Is it because Hongjian's strength has improved? Ye Chen secretly thought. Luo Hongjian's strength improved soon. This possibility is not small. The master of Hongmeng Palace probably feels that if the consciousness is swallowed by then, it will definitely be Luo Hongjian. Palace Master, I agree with your statement in principle. Ye Chen said. The master of Hongmeng Palace poured Ye Chen a cup of tea and said, Fellow Taoist Yanhuang, we are men, and what we say must be counted. Don't you think so? After we drink this cup of tea, this matter is settled, okay? Ye Chen did not drink immediately. He said, Master, you said that whoever beats you will be the master of Xiaoao Hall. Does this count in the future? The master of Hongmeng Palace nodded, natural will do the trick. He didn't believe that Ye Chen could beat him. Okay, do I need to make an oath? Ye Chen asked. The master of Hongmeng Palace smiled and said, this is the best, so that everyone can feel more at ease. Having said that, the Lord of Hongmeng Hall first made an oath of heaven. Ye Chen also took the oath of heaven. Fellow Daoist Yanhuang, I have something to tell you. Fellow Daoist Hongyi does not need a resurrection order. She has already begun to resurrect. Your wife Luo Hongjian's cultivation level must be improved as quickly as possible. The master of Hongmeng Palace said. Even if he didn't say this, he knew that Ye Chen would know it soon. Ye Chen murmured in his heart, and sure enough, the Red Leaf Supreme had begun to resurrect. Palace Master, you are not very kind. Hongyi Supreme has begun to resurrect. Come and tell me this. Ye Chen said. The master of Hongmeng Palace coughed lightly, I am doing this for the sake of internal harmony when we arrive. The Hades are our common enemy. Ye Chen said, how long does it take for Hongyi Supreme to come back to life? Half a year. Ye Chen's eyes flickered, just as he expected. In half a year, Luo Hongjian will definitely be able to reach the mid-5-star cultivation level. By then, she will have 6-star peak strength in her normal state. Using the Phoenix Red Flame, she can maintain the full 6-star strength for a longer period of time. The Red Leaf Supreme has just been resurrected, so he may not be able to win the beauty by then. Ye Chen said in a deep voice. Master Hongmeng Palace smiled and said, no matter what happens to them when the time comes, we will still cooperate as always. By the way, what is Luo Hongjian's strength now? Ye Chen took a sip of tea and said, Palace Master, if you are honest, I won't hide it from you. Hongjian now has the strength of a late 6-star star. The master of Hongmeng Palace was stunned for a moment. Late 6-star stage? Fellow Taoist Yanhuang, are you talking about the strength of the late 5-star stage? The Lord of Hongmeng Palace thought that Ye Chen was wrong. More than 10 years ago, Luo Hongjian and her master were hunted down by powerful men from the Golden Snake universe. Now he has 6-star strength. 6-star late stage strength. Ye Chen smiled.